Hello, May class, and welcome to your next history lesson. In the previous lesson, we had our Romans workshop that we had our expert talking to us all about the Romans. And today we're going to carry on looking at the Romans and do something quite exciting. I hope you find it as exciting as I do. So we're going to be exploring modern day Rome today. So we're going to explore what it looks like today, what it looks like, what's still there. So let's have a look. So does Rome still exist today? That could be the first question to start with. And the answer is yes. Rome still exists today in the nation of Italy. And if you remember from our previous lessons, Rome is in Italy, and obviously that's where the Roman Empire started. So we're going to look at the following, and I'm going to jot them down, and I would suggest you do the same because you can then go and do this yourself when you are at home. So we're going to go and use Google Earth today to look up the Colosseum in Rome. We're going to look up the Roman baths. All right, we're going to look up the Pantheon. We're going to look up the Roman Forum. And we're going to look up the Circus Maximus. So pause the video now and write down the things that you can go and have a look at. And then I will be doing it with you. Share. Sorry, I've just got to swap what we are sharing. Okay, so here is my Google Earth. And the quickest way to get to Google Earth, and I will show you, you open up a new tab. You can just type in Google Earth, and then it will take you to explore Google Earth, so earth.google.com. And when you click on that, it will take you to this. Now, this is the whole world, and we can rotate. We can see the whole Earth from the outside. We can also go in. So when you are playing with Google Earth, you can zoom in to specific areas. So we can look for the UK. There we are. We can perhaps look you could perhaps look where you are. I can see that is my home over there, so all the way down there. So it's quite fun to look at. So when you are looking at different things, there's a search bar there, there's a Voyager, there's all different things that you can do on Google Earth. I'm just going to try to do that so you can see that if you click I'm feeling lucky, it'll just take you to a random place. These all tell you different things. So we're going to open up the search and we're going to type in the Colosseum in Rome. Colosseum, Rome. Okay, and that is it there. It says Colosseum Piazza del Colosso. I'm going to click on that, and then it is going to move the Earth and zoom me in to where I need to go. So we can see the whole of the Colosseum there now. It's rotating round. It will take you all the way around, so you can get a 360-degree view of the Colosseum. When you are looking at the Colosseum itself, you can click on the side there and it will actually give you some information. So it tells you that the Colosseum is an oval amphitheater in the center of the city Rome, Italy, just east of the Roman Forum, which is something else we're going to be looking at, and is the largest ancient amphitheater that's ever been built, and is still the largest standing amphitheater in the world, despite it being so old. So it gives you a bit more information here. It says construction was started in 70 AD. It tells you it's 48 meters high. It tells you that It tells you how big it is. It tells you when it was opened. So it was opened in 80 AD, which is 30 years after the construction started. It tells you the type of architecture it is, or it tells you who the architect was. It gives you a bit of information. So if we slide through, these are some pictures that of the amphitheater that you can have a look at, a model, what it actually looks like now. So you can really just have a flick through of everything that you need to. So if I go back, there's another way you can do this, is if we double click on the little bit in there, it zooms us in closer, and zoom in even more. And then what you can do as well is you can drop your little man onto, so on the right hand side there, if you drag and you drop him here, it will then zoom in so that I can see the amphitheater from that view. So this is obviously a picture that someone has shared. So this is obviously with lots and lots of tourists around. You can have a look at the amphitheater. You can move around, zoom around, have a look at what it looks like. We can zoom out a little bit, and then you can drag your little man to another area. So we can zoom around. Let's drag him, see if we can come and see it from the outside. And I want you to imagine the size of the people that are in here and the size of the amphitheater. If you have a look, the size of the amphitheater itself. We can move around if we want, just to have a look. So imagine you are walking along, and this is the amphitheater on the side. Also, imagine that imagine yourself back in the time of the Romans and actually walking in here to go and see various shows or the gladiators that were fighting there. It's actually quite a spectacular building. So if we have a look at how big it is. So that is the amphitheater in Rome. The next thing that we were going to look at was the Roman baths. So I'm going to type in Roman baths. And you will notice that the Roman baths are actually in England. So if we click on the first one, it zooms in all the way into Somerset. We want to click on a little bit of extra information. So it's going to open it up, and that is the Roman baths, and they are thermal baths in England. That's what they look like. So that's obviously, these are just sharing pictures that people have taken, what it looks like on the outside. Let's fly there. And we want to zoom in. So unlike the Colosseum, which had, you could see was a lot of space there, you can see that the Roman baths are actually surrounded by other buildings. I'm going to keep zooming in. Okay, and if we want to look at some of the information that they've got, I'm going to scroll down. The Roman baths are a well-preserved therma in the city of Bath in Somerset, England. A temple was constructed on the site between 60 and 70 CE in the first few decades of Roman Britain. Its presence led to the development of a small urban settlement known as Aquasilis around the site. So you can actually see when it was completed. We can see other things that are linked to that, but we can go back and have a look in. So there is a way of actually going into it. We can zoom in. If we run this over here, it'll show you the Roman bathhouse itself. So let's see if we can zoom in. There you can see the Roman baths, and I'm going to drag my little man in and see where it will let me walk. And you can see that actually there's some dots there. If I drag this to that one, hopefully it's going to take me into the bath, and then below level And then I can get a view of what the baths look like. So now we are street size. We can now go into the baths, hopefully. This will be around the top of the baths. You can have a look. Let's drag our little man. See if we can zoom out a bit because I want to try and go into the bath so you can actually see it. Let's zoom in. Nope. Oh, I've dragged to the wrong thing, sorry. Let's go back to our Roman baths. So we are here. Zoom in. The Roman baths are there, and I want to try and go into the Roman baths. Perfect. So now we're at the bottom. So you can see that lots of people can still go and see it and visit it itself. This is obviously just a picture that somebody has taken from the Roman baths, and you can see that the bath is still very much full of water, and you are still able to go and see around it. Okay, the next thing we are going to go look for is the Pantheon. And the Pantheon is you're looking for the Roman temple in Rome. You're looking for the one in Rome, Italy, because obviously we are looking at Rome, Italy. We're going to hop from Bath in the UK all the way across to Italy. And there it is, the Pantheon. So let's zoom in, double click. We can have a look at it from the outside, and we can see that it's quite a large structure. I want to go into the Pantheon, so I'm going to put my little man in there. It's going to take me down. Okay, so the Pantheon itself, you can see this is in Rome, Italy. These are the streets, and the Pantheon is very, very busy. That's what it looks like. You can see it's got the Roman writing over here. We've got big, tall columns, and hopefully, let's see if we can find one to go in. Let me see if that one will take us in. Right, so now we are in the Pantheon. And you can see it really is quite magnificent inside. We look up at the ceiling, skylight, beautiful columns, statues, all of those within the Pantheon. So if we zoom out a little bit, and we can click on this and we get a bit of information. So let's have a look. So that's what we were looking at in the front. So the Pantheon is a former Roman temple, and it's now used as a Catholic church in Rome, Italy, on the site of the earlier temple that was commissioned by Marcus Agrippa during the reign of Augustus. It was rebuilt by Emperor Hadrian and probably dedicated in about 126 AD. So you can do a bit more about that. The next thing we want to look at is the Roman Forum. The Roman Forum again would be in Italy, so we're going to click on that one. We're going to jump from the Pantheon to the Roman Forum. So the Roman Forum, if we have a look, that's the Roman Forum. It's also known by its Latin name Forum Romanum, and it's a rectangular forum surrounded by the ruins of several important ancient government buildings at the center of the city of Rome. Citizens of the ancient city referred to this space originally as a marketplace where things were sold, as the Forum Magnum, or simply the Forum. So you can again go into it. We can zoom in. It's nice to be able to see it from the outside first, and you can see that the majority of it's just ruins, but we still have structures that you are able to see from the original building itself, which is quite interesting. And Again, if you drag your little man in, you should be able to go into the forum and have a look around at what it looks like. So remembering that these are things that are left over from the Roman Empire. So have a nice look at that. And the last thing I'm going to take you to is the Circus Maximus, which is in Rome, Italy again. So we're going to jump from the Roman Forum all the way across to the Circus Maximus. And this was used as a chariot racing stadium. So if you look at how big it is already from above, you can see that it's quite a long length above. We can go in and have a look at it a little bit, look at other people's pictures of it. And if we go down and read a bit more about it. So the Circus Maximus is an ancient chariot racing stadium and mass entertainment venue in Rome, Italy. In the valley between the Aventine and Palestine hills, it was the first and largest stadium in ancient Rome and later the empire. So again, we can look at it from above. We can go in, drag this. So I want to see actually in the actual Circus Maximus. So I'm going to go zoom in, drag my little man there. And I can actually see the area where many years ago during Roman times, they used to have chariot races. So that's something that's really exciting to be able to see. So my task to you today is as follows. I'm just going to stop this share and then share this screen so you can see. We've looked at these 5 different areas using Google Earth, and I'm quite happy for you to then use Google Earth to go and have a better look at these areas for yourselves. Your first task would be to use Google Earth to look at some of the famous sites in modern day Rome. So you could have a look at Rome itself, and often the most famous sites will come up for you to have a look at. Task 2, research and write about one of these sites in modern day Rome. So I would like you to research, choose one thing that you would like to research and write a little bit about it and what it was used for. So if you were to write about the Circus Maximus, you could tell me about the chariot races. You could tell me what the chariot races were for. You could tell me what it looked like, maybe how long it was. And then I would like you in task 3 to compare one of the modern day sites to when it was around in the Roman times. So something like the Colosseum, how is it still similar now? How is it different from what it was used for or what it looked like in the Roman times? So task 1, task 2, and task 3. Don't forget to upload your work onto Tapestry so that we can see it. And please make sure that it is uploaded by 4 o'clock this afternoon.